Hey guys, Jake Burns here with the Bigger, Better Biz channel, and I have a quick video for you on A/B testing your email. Now, I'll be honest, A/B testing today, as in June 2022, is not what it used to be. It's less important than it used to be because of something called Apple's mail privacy. So what they did, Apple changed some privacy settings, and essentially, the long and the short of it is, emails that were not opened by somebody are showing up as being opened. And that, of course, creates havoc around, okay, well, I had a great open rate. I had a 50% open rate. Well, you probably didn't. Probably had more like a 30% open rate, something like that. Because essentially Apple, the way they have the setting done, it's artificially inflating the open rate. So you can't rely only on the open rate. But this is why A/B testing is actually still kind of relevant and still important, and why I'm doing a quick video on it. Yes, you can still create the concept of an A/B test in two different ways, depending on whether you're an email or email plus client in Constant Contact, and we'll go over that in a second. But you can also gauge the number of clicks in each email. So the odds are the number of clicks when somebody gets into the email will be, probably relatively close, no matter how many people open the email in either one. So when you look at if somebody ended up clicking on more links in email test B than email test A, well, I'd venture to guess, and this is obviously not 100% all the time, but I would say probably 8 times out of 10 that second subject line ended up working better and more people opened that email. Okay, so I know that was a bit of a detour around what we were talking about today in A/B testing, but good to note as you're getting ready for it. And I'll include this link in the video description below so you see it. Hey, and subscribe when you get a chance too. We'd appreciate that. All right, so next thing is if you're creating an email in the email rather than email plus, the way it works in Constant Contact is number one, you'll want to have 2 different lists. In those lists, you'll want to download all of your contacts if you're sending it to everybody. And then once you do that, you're going to re-upload half of that list to list A and then half of that list to list B. That's one way to do it. If you're an email plus, you have it way easier. And once we get into the email and we go to schedule, you'll be able to click the set an A/B test and change the subject lines between the 2 emails. And Constant Contact will do that automatically for you. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to show you how to do it the old-fashioned way before Constant Contact had that cool new feature in Email Plus. So after you download your list, upload the first half into A and first into B, the list is all good to go. Next thing you're going to want to do then, and again, this is for email only, not Email Plus, you're going to want to create 2 versions of the same email. I've done this for you so we don't have to get in the weeds and we can go super quick. Number 1, we have subject line A, right? So email, I have A/B test, it's just what I called it. And what you have here then is the first subject line. You can see it, and you can adjust the pre-header as well if you want. In this case, I just kept the same pre-header for both emails. So 5 tips for choosing the right mortgage. Great. Okay, so email test number B, email test letter B. We have the second subject line, which is, did you know this about getting a mortgage? And you just can't see it because it kind of cuts off there, but that's our subject line B. So awesome. We have 2 different subject lines. We can test them to ourselves, make sure all the links work and everything else. And then the next thing we're going to do after we have that set up is we're going to go and we're going to click on schedule. I could click edit and then go to the design page and then to schedule. But we're just going to go to schedule. So in this case, I would I would wait for everything to load. This is just a test account. That's why it's all testy in there. I would click on list B, and then I would click a schedule for later. So obviously, once this account upgrades, I can schedule that for later. Oh, of course, it wants me to upgrade. Always wants me to upgrade. Of course, we'll be upgrading for this guy soon. He's a good guy. All right. So anyway, so I go back and I would schedule this for later and come down here. If I wanted to upgrade again, this whole upgrade thing, remember I was telling you if you're an email plus, then you can click on that and you can change the subject lines to send different times. Now, the other thing that you can test is an A/B test, not only just for the subject line, which is the most common thing, but A/B test as far as time of day. So maybe you send the same email subject line in the morning, and then you send the same email later in the day. And again, you can test that same concept of did more people click on the link at 8 p.m. or did they click more at the link at 6 in the morning or 12 in the afternoon or any other time? Or did they the one I sent on Monday, did they click on that more than the B version I sent on Tuesday? And you can change it up probably 10 million ways based on time. But the most typical version is doing a subject line test. The second type of way is, like I said, doing kind of time tests where you're testing different times of day and different times of the week. All right, so we have list B, and we would click send now and hit send now in this test account. And then, obviously B would send, and we would follow up with the results after usually like 42 hours, 72 hours. And we'll see how those results are. And again, like I mentioned, very important that we're going to focus in on the clicks and not just the opens, because the opens can be skewed. And then we would go to email A of A/B test, and we would schedule that out to go to the A version of the list. My internet is slow today. All right. Okay. And so once this opens, and you would go to list A, and again, schedule now and send, and you are good to go. So that's how you typically do an A/B test. And then once they send, like I said, look at the results. And we have other videos talking about how to look at results. Look at the results and then key in on, you can look at the opens again, but it's not really super accurate. But key in on the number of clicks, and that will give you a much better idea of what which time of day, what day of the week, and how engaged people are during the time of the day or day of the week, as well as which subject line drew people in to click on more of your links, which is the whole game here is trying to get click on links and engagement, micro commitments, as they say. So, all right, hey, thanks so much for watching. Again, Jake Burns here with the Bigger Better Biz channel. And I will catch you in the next video. Of course, if you have any questions, email me at jake@bryancaplan.com. See you next time.